Okay, you lowlifes. In our last video, we showed how Paul Verhoeven's 1997 classic, Starship Troopers, manages to make fascism seem as lighthearted and joyful as a trip to the old Bass Pro Shop. But this time... shut up! This time we're mostly gonna talk about the bugs in this movie, so Fly here will finally clap shut his diseased little mouth.
Well, thanks, Barry. That means a lot to me. You know, every week you're looking more and more like Vince D'Onofrio.
You're more washed and pathetic than ever, Bear.
Ah, you dusty old Judas. Okay, folks. Now, if you really want to understand what this movie's bugs are all about, you gotta consider this scene where Johnny and Carmen and the other rich kids are dissecting beetles in the high school science lab.
Yes, this is one hot scene, Barry Baggs.
Nah, man, it's a metaphor. Ain't that right, Barry?
Well, yeah. See, it sort of is a metaphor. The biology teacher with them crazy-ass X-ray specs is running the show, and she...
Yo, ain't that Rue McClanahan? You know, from Golden Girls?
Let's pipe down with the stupid questions. Why in God's name would one of the Golden Girls appear in a war bug movie directed by Paul?
It's totally her, Barry.
Okay. Maybe it's her. Now, of course, we're unable to play the entire dissection sequence because Paul Verhoeven's insane fucking production company just loves to dish out the copyright claims. So please forgive us for teeing up this fake version of the dissection scene. And the main thing we want to pay attention to here is how McClanahan's teacher character describes the bugs.
We humans like to think we are nature's finest achievement, but I'm afraid it just isn't true. This Arkelian sand beetle is superior in many ways. It reproduces in vast numbers, has no ego, no fear, doesn't know about death, and so is the perfect selfless member of society.
But humans have created art, mathematics, and interstellar travel. That's right.
True, but before you let that go to your head, take the example of the Arachnids, a highly evolved insect society. By human standards, they are relatively stupid, but their evolution stretches over millions of years. And now, they can colonize planets by hurling their spore into space.
See, if you listen to biology, lady, you'll learn that the bugs are actually pretty goddamn impressive.
That's right, Barry. See, you saggy-ass humans are always looking right past the bugs, just because they don't have goiters and big-ass Pilsner bellies like the one you got.
This rich white girl even barfs up her banana smoothie because she's so freaked out by bug anatomy.
And it's this arrogant, dismissive attitude toward the bugs that gets rehearsed all throughout the movie, right, Barry?
Yes, that's right. This is why the dissection scene is allegedly Paul Verhoeven's favorite part of the whole movie. As we learn again and again, for the most part, the humans don't really want to understand the bugs. You can glean that much from the propaganda reel.
Frankly, I find the idea of a bug that thinks offensive.
As for the dissection scene, it might allow Johnny Rico and his shit-ass friends an opportunity to take some bugs apart, weigh their hearts, measure the length of their mouths or whatever. But this knowledge is purely superficial and objective. They can learn how a bug works, but none of this will reveal what a bug means. I'm talking about bug subjectivity, asswipes.
Stop trying to be all philosophical, Barry.
Yeah, Barry. You sloppy old bitch.
The point is, one of the film's major lessons is actually signaled right here in this scene. The humans will never be able to wage a truly effective war against the bugs because the crenellations inside their stupid meat brains are too poisoned with an undying faith in human supremacy. The humans look right past the evolutionary splendor of their would-be foes, even as they're busy taking them apart.
Yeah, but what happened to this old girl's ojos?
I don't know, jackass. The movie never explains it.
That's because the explanation is implied, Barry. You goddamn Philistine. It's pretty obvious that Verhoeven is signaling that she lost her eyes in the Forever War against the bugs. Just like Mr. Ratchick lost his arm.
Well, let's talk about the intimate anatomy of these bad mamajamas. My all-time favorites are the arachnids, those big, sexy warrior bugs. Would you like to know more?
Definitely not.
Yo, Bovan finally made a fair point. The arachnids are cool as hell. Just look how pointy these motherfuckers are, Barry. Man, each bug is like a walking set of steak knives.
Holy habanero goatweed! What I wouldn't give to have those magnificent beasts strap me down to a pair of railroad tracks and then grease me up with...
Yo, that's quite enough. Now, Barry, why is it that these bugs seem to move so well?
Yeah, man. This movie came out in 1997, yet it still looks far better than a lot of the shit that came out over 20 years later.
It's because this movie wasn't crapped out by some fly-by-night visual effects squad that gets paid in funyuns and Monster Energy. Back in the late 90s, VFX technicians were still treated with a modicum of dignity, and all the movie's creature effects were completed under supervision of the incomparable Phil Tippett, the brilliant creature designer and stop-motion master who contributed to many of your favorite movies.
Hey, Bald Barry, we need to review Phil Tippett's Mad God one of these days.
Oh, it's too scary.
Phil Tippett did pretty much all the stop-motion stuff in the original Star Wars movies.
Don't forget his contribution to the original Jurassic Park.
Don't forget the Ed 209 from RoboCop.
Not to mention RoboCop 2, which also featured an uncredited cameo by Barry and his fat face.
Hey, asswipe, which button summons the sex workers? Ah, piss off. Yeah, so Tippett's accolades speak for themselves because these arachnids still look every bit as enticing as an all-you-can-eat meatloaf buffet. I just fucking love how well they move. You can tell Tippett and company were actually paying attention to details like anatomy and weight distribution and whatnot.
Well, Barry, how do you and your gut feel about the hopper bugs? You know, the green ones with wings.
Well, I guess they're pretty cool, but they do remind me of those annoying flying green assholes from Halo 2, and that pisses me off.
But I thought you were always too poor for an Xbox, Barry.
Yeah, listen, I shoplifted one from Circuit City, smartass. Back in the day, all you had to do was give a few dime bags to the warehouse guy, and he'd let you go hog wild.
What? Starship Troopers came out way before Halo 2, Barry.
I'll be the judge of that. Listen, the arachnids are memorable because there was so much effort to make them seem real. And according to good old Clancy Brown, Paul Verhoeven would chase the actors around the set with a broom while bellowing into a bullhorn. I'm a big fucking bug. I'll kill you.
Big fucking deal. Bovan does that on any given Tuesday, Barry. Would you like to know more?
Yeah, man, that's enough. Everybody stop doing that goddamn bit.
Hey, gang. Is it just me, or are these bug designs kind of derivative?
Here we go again. All aboard the Alzheimer's Express.
Bovan's probably thinking about one of them 1950s movies.
These creature designs are absolutely unique, Bovan. You dusty old codpiece. You're not gonna find anything like the arachnids in any other.
I don't know, man. They're pretty similar to them graboids from Tremors.
That little peckerwood fly is right, Barry.
No, shit-ass, because...
Yeah, I know you're gonna say the graboids don't have a bunch of legs, Barry, but you gotta admit the jaw structure is kind of similar.
Yes, dickheads. That's because the arachnids from Starship Troopers are based on an unused creature design for 1996's Tremors 2. And do any of you want to guess who led creature design for Tremors 2?
God damn it, I feel like you're about to say...
Phil motherfucking Tippett, which you should have known, Barry. Oh, you got styled on, Bacon Boy. Suck my big toe.
Bang-a-rang.
Oh, Barry, you are terrible at your job.
Oh, Just got fraud checked. You gravy drinking bitch.
You're not funny, shit-ass.
Barry, even R&B legend and halftime shuffle pioneer Bernard Purdy thinks it's funny.
Oh, yes. I like it very much.
You stay out of this, Bernard.
Yeah, we get it. Now, show me that big toe, Marco. Soon as I pop out these dentures, we'll get down to business.
Shit-asses. Every day of this cursed existence is somehow worse than the last. But you've only proven my point that Phil Tippett fucking rocks. And anyway, there's more bug interest in this movie than the stinking arachnids. We also need to applaud the so-called brain bug, which I guess fulfills the movie's quota for fat shaming.
Barry? Are we gonna have to censor that thing's mouth?
Looks just like my Vogue.
Oh my God, in boundless heaven. I think I've finally found true love. Can I get them digits or what?
Goddamn degenerate. Yeah, so the brain bug is obviously designed to look like one of those bloated deer ticks. You know, the kind that like to creep in under your gut rolls while you're sleeping in the woods, 'cause you got evicted yet again for backing up the plumbing.
It's not designed to look like a tick, you fucking putz. It's clearly modeled after a queen termite.
Oh, Barry's in charge, and Barry says tick.
Barry, my first marriage was to a queen termite. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, maybe if you hadn't cheated on her with that slutty little water bug, you little...
Ad break! Damn it, Barry.
Time to get paid!
Okay, you sad sacks. This one's for all of you failed musicians out there.
Hey, now you're talking, Bovon. 86% of our viewers are failed musicians. I've seen the analytics.
Listen up. We know you poor schmucks are on the verge of being homeless because playing dive bars and chili cook-offs is actually a less lucrative career plan than you'd hoped. And it's not like today's gasoline prices are doing you any favors.
Oh, shit! Gasoline? Man, what about grub? My last trip to Taco Bell cost $38.
That's why our good friends at Poorhaus have just released the Gigmaster Extended Stay Road Case.
Gigmaster!
Oh, yes. Those meth-addled bar hags won't suspect a thing, my lovely chuds. Just tell them you're dropping off your PA equipment early. No one will ever suspect that instead of Les Pauls and stomp boxes and XLR cables, your Gigmaster is actually chock full of musicians. Uncle Bovon won't tell a soul.
Barry, we gotta get him to stop doing the whole Uncle Bovon routine.
Each Gigmaster can provide up to 48 hours of recirculated air, so you chuds can spend the whole goddamn weekend in there, rent-free. There's plenty of room to store your favorite brand of beef jerky and some spirit cigs and,
What if they gotta piss?
Gigmaster can accommodate up to 32 ounces of your scuzzy, diseased musician urine. But don't you dare try to drop any loaves in there.
Hold it in!
This ain't your local Starbucks, people. There are rules.
Okay, asswipes. Save a bundle with the Gigmaster. You know goddamn well you're not getting any richer.
Looks a lot cleaner than this apartment.
Okay. The promo code is ROCKSTARVE.
Game on!
Yeah. So, one of the brilliant moves that Paul Verhoeven makes here is to make the bugs far more capable and intelligent than the humans would suspect. For starters, these things are nearly impossible to, eliminate.
Yeah, you gotta spend like 10,000 rounds of kinetic ammo to bring down just one of these guys.
That's right. Meanwhile, the bugs don't need weapons because they already are weapons. If the arachnids don't perforate you with their legs, then these big-ass beetle things are gonna get you with their mortar fire and their acid reflux.
Those arachnids don't give a chrome-plated fender f***. You can shoot off all they legs and they just gonna smack you with the nubs.
Meanwhile, the humans might as well be made of marshmallow fluff. The lightest scratch puts them in the dust.
Not to mention that the humans are constantly underestimating the numbers of their enemies.
That one almost touched me!
Which harks back to what the biology teacher was trying to say about the bugs having superior numbers.
And not falling victim to human hang-ups like fear and ego.
Right. And it turns out the bugs are not only more effective fighters, but they also got some brains as well. See, the humans back on Earth might be dissecting bugs in biology class, but the bugs have gone to school on the humans by sucking down their brains like so much cold brew. See, they can get right inside that gray matter, which is what allows the bugs to set up a false human distress call on Planet P, so that a bunch of the hero characters are led straight into an ambush.
Plus, the bugs clearly understand why it's important to cripple Lieutenant Ratchik's ability to communicate with the fleet.
Barry, I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm pretty sure the bugs were doing more to those human skulls than just licking the proverbial beaters, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I actually don't know what you mean, you goddamn degenerate. I'm pretty sure I don't
Looks like the brain bug left behind a little goof juice, if you catch my drift.
I will report you to the
Listen,
local...
who among us hasn't used a skull or two for purposes that polite society might consider...
Ah, that's enough, Bovon. Yeah, it's also worth noting how masterfully the bugs outmaneuver the humans on Planet P. See, while the humans are distracted by the battle that's happening on the surface, the cavalry is literally undermining the humans by burrowing right under the walls of the outpost.
Yeah. Well, the humans still end up capturing the brain bug and winning the war. So don't get too cocky.
See, Barry? Man, there you go, talking out of your gut again. It's possible that the humans have won an isolated skirmish on Planet P, but you forget that they've also suffered massive casualties on Klendathu and elsewhere. In all likelihood, there could be thousands of other brain bugs ready to match wits with the humans.
That's right, Barry. Plus, you can't take any of this stuff for granted. The entire outcome of Planet P is being run through the filter of them propaganda reels.
And the sole purpose of them films ain't exactly to create a balanced report. They trying to encourage military enrollment and radicalize folks against the bugs.
None of y'all have even mentioned the fact that as the film progresses, the humans actually become more and more bug-like themselves. I mean, just look at the battle armor worn by the mobile infantry. What do they remind you of?
I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with mutt plug. Would you like to know more?
No, you crusty old buzzard. Man, it's like they're cosplaying as bugs, which have the advantage of natural armor. Just pay attention to how the human characters start to become more emotionally flattened and machine-like as the film goes on. Rico is the human embodiment of an arachnid, forever prepared to extinguish himself for the sake of the greater good. And Doogie Himmler here becomes the human equivalent of a brain bug. Cold, calculating, and ready to sacrifice wave after wave of Ricos and Dizzies in the name of victory.
Knowing their weakness, I sent wave after wave of my own men at them.
Plus, by the end of the movie, they all got pretty much the same drip.
It's like all uniqueness, all humanity is getting bled out.
Well, I guess that's why Paul Verhoeven is such a brilliant director. The film seems to suggest that in their attempt to save humankind, the humans end up sacrificing their very,
humanity?
Piss off, Bovon. Okay, let's check in with Al and see if he's got any spot-ass insights for us.
Is that you down there, Barry? You look like the inside of Porky Pig's ass after he eats 3 trays of jalapeno poppers.
Very funny. Goddamn alcoholic.
You see, the fascinating thing about Starship Troopers is that the humans imagine themselves to be civilized precisely because they are so efficient at behaving like insects. The human characters speak constantly of citizenship, duty, sacrifice, and progress, but all the while they move as a sort of vast organism unified by a singular purpose. The bugs, meanwhile, are presented as monstrous because they lack individuality, though one gradually notices that the Federation envies them this very condition. And this, you see, is the old human game. We project onto the enemy those aspects of ourselves we cannot consciously admit to having. The insects are relentless, expansionary, hive-minded, but so too is the dazzlingly futuristic human military machine sent to destroy them. The differences are largely aesthetic. The bugs have more legs, while the humans have more propaganda. And speaking of propaganda, Verhoeven's brilliance lies in his understanding that propaganda does not merely tell lies. In fact, it puts you into a rather pleasant trance. The cheerful confidence of the recruitment films and battlefield slogans reveals a society hypnotized by its own mythic violence. So then, the film serves as a kind of bizarre mirror for humankind, which, while trying desperately to distinguish itself from the supposed swarm, slowly discovers that it already belongs to the swarm. Okay, that's it for me, lowlifes. Let's throw it back to the Sultan of Cheesecake.
Yeah. Nice work, asswipe. I'm sorry the dipshits from Kill Tony won't return your calls. Okay, lowlifes. That's all the slop we got for you this time.
That's all you got, Barry? What, you been hitting the kratom again, bro?
Listen, we've covered a lot of good ground here. The differences between bugs and humans, I guess, are actually pretty negligible when you think about it. I mean, the humans are filled with pink meat and a bunch of watery marinara. Meanwhile, some of the bugs are filled with the green curry, but old Barry's personal favorite is the chicken tikka masala. You know, it's all pretty similar. Tomato, and all that.
Jesus pickpocketing Christ, Barry.
Real profound, Barry.
Hey, Barry, how do you think you'd fare against them arachnids?
No, we're not doing that.
Well, yeah, but Barry, just hear...
I know how this game works. You're gonna get Ellis to build a clip where I'm getting humped by a bug. And then you're all gonna sit there and laugh like a bunch of immature little asswipes.
Don't be selfish, Barry.
I will not tolerate it. Not for one moment longer, so you can go run your grift on some other sucker.
Bro, I'm insulted. We would never depict you getting humped by a goddamn bug.
That's right, Barry.
Yeah.
Who getting plowed?
Yeah, I feel like we've played out the whole humping shtick, Barry. According to Ellis, you've already been humped by over a dozen different animals. And it just doesn't have the same impact. It's actually very sad for us, Barry. So try to show some respect.
Oh, so you want to talk about respect?
See?
Is that it?
See, Mark? I told you. He is flapping his
I will not go quietly into that good night.
We got tactical smart missiles, phased plasma pulse rifles, RPGs. We got sonic electronic ball breakers. We got nukes. We got knives, sharp sticks.
What joins men together is not the sharing of bread, but the sharing of enemies.
Where have all the soldiers gone? They've gone to graveyards, everyone.
All the war propaganda, all the screaming and lies and hatred comes invariably from people who are not fighting.